my boy.
So you like had to put this like all upbeat music on here, has me wanting to dance and shit.
You gotta have
Like,
upbeat to start the show.
yeah, it makes me want to like start dancing and stuff. I'm over here like getting into like some techno vibes. It's pretty cool. You did a great job with
I
that
know.
one.
I'm the type of person where I listen to just about everything. All the genres of music for the most part. Um, and for some reason, whenever I do videos, whether I do my own content or if you guys have ever noticed on my news shows, I always have some sort of just like I don't even know if I call it techno, but kind of that.
Ambient noise.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that that beat. It has to have a beat
Yep.
to it. It has to have something there.
Got some kind of ambient music going on. Yeah, no, I do the same thing, but do you like the ones with words or no words? Because I prefer mine without any words.
I do prefer them without words. I have a couple that I use that will have a few words in them, but typically I don't like putting words in my music.
Yeah, so I tend to stay away from that only because I'm concerned sometimes that the story of the song is going to be different than the
Yeah.
story I'm trying to tell, and then it's going to get like all confused because you're going to hear one thing but see something else. So I try and stay away from that. But I know what you mean, and it's funny, because I think me and you are into a lot of the same genre, except that you still like some of the '80s stuff, and I'm
I'm
I'm a
still, like
hard
I
sell
said,
like no
go.
when it comes to '80s.
I'm still a weird '80s person. I
I
can
can't do
dig
it.
some old '80s. There's nothing like rocking out to Lil Aha, or
You're not
something like
rocking
that.
out though. You're not
Oh, you're
rocking
killing me, bro.
Yo, what you're doing,
But
but
see, but
stop.
see, lately I've been getting it. I've been doing more of like a '90s thing. So a lot of old school '90s music. So even
Oh, now
something
you're
like
talking to me.
Depeche Mode or The Cure or
Yeah, some
something of that
Nirvana
nature.
or some
Nirvana, yeah,
Three
Nirvana's
Doors
great.
Down or some Seether, some oh man, we could go on for days. Disturbed, Corn.
So '90s music had it. This nowadays, but oh, dude, I gotta show you something. I did get something
What you got?
that my wife had already put it up as a display, but I did tell you I was getting it.
That's pretty cool.
I
That is
love
pretty cool.
the little Mickey head on the.
You pointed it out to me twice. It's the second time you pointed it out. Both times I didn't see it until you said something. I didn't
Yeah.
see that both times until you said something. So it's funny that you have that one. So I don't see Steven in the chat today. I see that we got a really awesome group of people in the chat today. I only trade with like two people in the Funko community. So one of them's here, Simon Crook. No hidden there that me and Simon like trade pops back and forth. I probably owe Simon a lot more pops than he owes me, but no like secret there. Well, there's one other guy, Steven, that I trade with who doesn't have a channel, who really just kind of like hangs out in the background. One day he just asked me if I would trade him something, and I kind of said no at
Yeah,
first.
I'm usually very hesitant.
I was like, yeah, no, I'll pass. But then he hit me up like another time. I was like, hey man, I seen that you had a video. You wanted this chase. I have this chase. Do you want to trade me something for it? So it kind of hit off that way. And now for like the past 3 years, whenever I have something that he wants, he'll hit me up when he sees the video if he thinks I have an extra one. And then he'll hit me up when he thinks he has something that I want, because he's like my inside guy now to Funko Hollywood. We have a lot of Funko gave us a lot of news to talk
They
about.
did. They did.
Some of it we're really not going to talk about in the form of news. Some of it we're going to talk about in the form of questions, because I think that some of it we just need to talk about. But anyways, me and Steven have been trading, and I sent him the most recent one I sent him was the Snoop with the Lakers jersey. Did you see that one?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I picked up 2 of those. The one before that I picked up 3, but that's only because Jess picked one up for me, thinking that I didn't get it. So I sent him that one. He sent me a Gloomy Bear. I've had this strange obsession. Have you seen Gloomy Bear?
Not that I noticed.
You're not missing anything. Not
Cocaine Bear. I've seen Cocaine Bear.
You haven't? No, I
haven't seen the movie, but I've seen the pops.
So Gloomy Bears is, I mean, it's got to be an anime that kills brain cells. I mean, this thing has to kill brain cells by the masses. It's a 3-minute annoying sound bear beating on a man for whatever reason. It's just beating up this man for 3 minutes or 1 minute or 2 minutes. That's all it is this bear beating up this other person with blood, splattering everywhere in this strange anime. But I've had an obsession with them. And Steven has been hooking me up with every one of them that he got. Like, he picked me up the Hot Topic Chase version of the Gloomy Bear, and he got me the Toy Tokyo limited edition.
Oh, I've seen these around couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you that that's what they were off the bat.
So he managed to get 2 of these. He hooked me up with one of them. I sent him the Snoop Dogg in return for this one. I feel like it was a fair trade, especially when you buy them at retail. It's different when you buy them at retail versus not buying them at retail. But when you buy them at retail,
Especially, I think looks really good when it under some sort of light, probably glows really well.
So this thing is really cool. So he's 12, 18. All of the Gloomy Bears so far have kind of had this like same box. I have not physically had a chance to see this, so we're gonna get this one out so that I can see this one. So, like I said, we got a lot of cool stuff going on.
I mean,
We got some WonderCon drama that I kind of want to talk about. We have some Mondo layoffs that
which
I want to talk
I think
about.
there's some people that are overkilling the drama.
Yeah,
To be honest with you, but we'll get into that.
100%. We're going to get into that. We got the Star Wars celebration that's going to be coming up. I want to talk about the Funko tour. I know that's not something you're into. I am 100% into this one. They got some new biddies that's going to be coming out. I'm going to go over some same stuff like I did last week, so just bear with me. Some of the stuff that we go over, if you notice, I changed the title and it no longer says Funko Pop News. It says Pop Culture News. That's because I feel like
I like it.
I feel like that me and Chris combined make a great pop culture news versus Funko Pop news. And let's be honest, not everything Funko Pop is news, no matter how much we want to.
Hold on. Is there a connection, or are they following us again, or did you get it off of this real quick? Only because I just happened, because I usually always bring up my Funko Twitter site while we're on this show. And right at the very front, it says Funko is a pop culture collectible company.
Oh my God. What? I promise
everyone is a fan of something.
I promise you that I had no clue of that, so they must be following us again. Anyways, I feel like that we'll go over pop culture news and not necessarily so much Funko news, because a lot of the things that Chris covers with the Disney is pop culture. A lot of the Funko stuff is pop culture. A lot of your designer plastics is pop culture. Posters, music, albums, a lot of things can be classified as pop culture. And I just think that it suits us better if we do pop culture news and not so much Funko news, because not everything Funko is honestly news.
Oh my God, I just found something I want.
Check this thing out. So this thing is all clear. It's an all clear resin is what it feels like. It's probably not though, I'm sure.
Is it like a harder?
It is. It's a very harder plastic. I'm sure that they're going to call it a vinyl anyways. This they are calling it a vinyl figure. This thing is really cool. Steven, I truly appreciate the trade this time. You hooked me up with this one. I hope that you like that Snoop. Let's hit that chat up real quick and see what they got going on. This thing is so cool.
All right, so we had very early in it. And I got to point out the time, because he always likes to try to be the first one to make a comment. We have Chase's Kingdom. He made this comment at 5:33.
Ooh, Chase is
well before the show started. Of course, then we had the best mind in the business, Miss Christina Payne.
Oh, Miss Christina's in the house.
We got our boy from Arizona, Dead Zone Collectibles.
Dead Zone.
We've got our good friend from Canada, Simon Crook, in the house. What's going on, buddy? We've also I did see somebody new in here, or at least that I've never seen before. We got our good friend Zach Bonner in the house. What's going on, man? There it is. Jam the Legend. What's going on? Actually, I like that's one of those anime.
Jam the Legend 22. I'm into it. I'm into the name. I like the name. Jam
the
Legend.
That is all that is commented so far. Although I do have to go back to one comment. What are you talking about, Chase? It said something about I see a creepy Mickey. Are you talking about my Tomorrowland Mickey?
Is that a creepy Mickey back there? What is that?
This was last year's collection.
Mickey. What is that?
This is based off of the Space Mountain. Space Mountain Mickey.
Based off of something.
I got it for cheap, so I'm good.
Zombieland Mickey.
I did pick up, and some of you guys might even seen it on Diz Tracker this week, and it was true. Actually, I picked this up before Diz Tracker even dropped it, but I have another one of these. If you notice, you can see another one back there.
Did those sell out?
No, Disney had it. Of course, the 50th anniversary is coming to an end this week out at Walt Disney World. So pretty much all the 50th stuff is on sale. Apparently, they bought way too many of these things. So we're all on sale for $15 a piece.
That's really awesome.
I will be giving this away sometime in the next upcoming weeks.
Chase says duck races. He'll be right back. Oh, geez. All right. So let's talk about the vault for a minute. The vault has now, it has the Star Wars mini in it. This is like the 2020 Star Wars minis that they came out with. It is 2020 or 2019. Don't hold me to it exactly. It's one of those. We have Prince John in the vault. We have John
He's
Wick.
got like a basket of stuff going
We have
on
John
over there.
Wick in the vault, 15,000 piece run. We have Ash in the vault, 10,000 piece run. And this week I'm gonna add a pack of Pokemon cards. So we're
Hey,
gonna go with the Chilling Reign, unopened, still just kind of sitting here. I've got a bunch of like the old, like, what is it, the end of last year, beginning of last year Pokemon decks just kind of sitting around. This one is going to go in there as well. So now we have all three of the sodas, the mini and the pack of the Pokemon cards, just in case anybody is wanting to know. Let's talk about WonderCon drama. let's do this for a
we'll
minute.
just jump right into it.
I don't want to sit on it too long because I want to say this now, and if this offends you, I'm sorry. Some of y'all have an unhealthy relationship with Funko. I
I
mean,
would agree with this.
and I just want to be honest. Some of y'all have an unhealthy relationship with Funko, and you let a lot of things that we don't know a whole lot about trigger us, and we continue going on about these things over and over and over when we don't really know. We don't really know if that's what happened or it didn't happen or did happen or whatever happened. We don't really know, right? Because it's so easy to take pictures of a situation or a video and then try and portray that as the situation when in fact we don't really know because we weren't there for the or we weren't even inside of it. That's the other thing. I could take this back. Remember a couple of weeks ago we were talking about Walmart and how people know the policies better than the people who work there.
Mm-hmm.
I could take this all the way back to that conversation.
Well,
We
we can take it back even further and go back to the conversation of the Funko Hollywood situation. Here's my take on a lot of this right now, and it's kind of starting to bother me because I'm not going to call them out by name, but
no, don't do
there
that.
is a couple. I'm not even going to put it on one person. There is a couple Funko content creators out there, if that's what they want to call themselves, that like to make content basically just stirring up trouble. A lot of it's clickbaited within their thumbnails, and I think they're creating unnecessarily needed negativity there. Now, again, does Funko deserve some negativity? Maybe something that we're going to talk about later on that I'm going to bring up that I think they deserve it a little bit, and in some cases they do. But I think overall, let's look at the overall picture. We know that 2023 is going to be a transition year. That's what I'm going to call it.
It's a blessed year.
I'm going to call it a transition year. But compared to what we've had the past couple of years, I can look at the future as a collector. Now, mind you, I'm not, really much of a seller anymore. I do still sell some old stuff that I still can't get rid of. But to me, I collect for what I want and what I want for my collection. I'm just a pure collector. And I think that's why I don't trade very often because I really only collect what I want for the most part. But I'm just, like I said, I think there's some positivity on the horizon. And why should we be so negative and basically create content based? And on top of it, this is tabloid type content here. I'm sorry, it is. It's 100% tabloid type content. And whether it's true, whether it's not, who the hell cares? They're a business. They get to do what they want. Wait, I'm trying to read this last comment that just came in.
It's Super Troll. We got Super Troll in the house.
We got a Super Troll.
Everybody give Super Troll a big hand of applause. He got his 5 seconds of fame. 5 seconds of fame, Super Troll. anyways, so some of us have made it a job to just dog them out about everything that you can dog them out, and we've got to move past.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we got to move past all of that nonsense, and we either like we're real positive about what's going on with Funko, or we're not. And if I was so miserable on Funko's content or Funko's product, I would simply quit collecting. I would quit collecting. I would quit buying. I would step away from it if that's the way I
Yeah,
felt
I agree.
about everything they do. But, but not everything that happened in WonderCon was really awful. They had a lot of announcements. Did you see any of these announcements?
I didn't see all of them. No.
Check this out. I got you. I got you. Did you see this one?
Nope. Let me check that down. Bob Gurr.
So do
Who the hell is
who
Bob Gurr?
Bob Gurr is? A Disney employee. Bob Gurr is he designed, or he was one of the designers of Space Mountain. He has been working with Disney for, it was 32 years. He's getting ready to retire. I just looked this dude up today because I knew that this was going to be something that you were into.
Yeah, I mean, I'm interested in it. I mean, I recognize, now that I bring up his actual images compared to that Funko thing, I've recognized him from things before, but he's more legendary probably because he's been around for a long time, but he's never been on the main front of a lot of things. But I mean, hey, if he's an Imagineer and he's been able to do it this long and be successful, I mean, that's something right there that, I mean, Imagineering is definitely something that is pretty incredible to do and to be able to create. So more power to him, and I'm sure I'll hear more when it comes out. But like I said, me being a Disney person, you'd think I would be on top of knowing it, but unfortunately, there's so many old school Imagineers that
Hey, look,
I do recognize this picture.
I got you. I 100% got you. Check this out, because I also knew that we might not know who that one was right away. So I brought up the other side of him as well. That way you can get like the full image of him.
Oh,
So
I just read that comment you put down there.
so Bob Gurr has been with Disney since 1954. So he's been with Disney since 1954. He is an Imagineer, as you just called him. He is one of the longest employees with Disney. He is getting his own Disney character. He's worked on some of the greatest things, like what did you call that thing just a minute ago? The Haunted Mansion, and that other thing. What do you call that stupid thing?
He did the Haunted Mansion. He did the Matterhorn bobsleds. He did the Submarine Voyage. He did Autotopia, the Disneyland monorail, and Old School. This is actually more in Universal, but he did the King Kong encounter.
Yes. So here he is right here. Been with Disney since 1954. He is getting his own character. I think that is truly awesome. And I felt like that was some news that we should have been talking about today. I mean, I felt like that was something that we should have been talking about. Hey, I see you, Lane. And look, I wanted to get that out right away, that some of us have an unhealthy relationship with Funko. I don't want to dwell on that too long. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to talk about it, and then we were going to move on, because I feel like, and y'all in the comments, and Chris, you can tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like lately a lot of us have gotten way too negative with Funko.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I felt like we've gotten way too negative and way too critical of Funko. Today I asked myself, and I want everybody here to ask themselves this too. Can you tell me a singular other company? I want you to tell me one other company that is under as much scrutiny as Funko when it comes to the way they sell, when it comes to the way they present things, when it comes to what they make, when it comes to what they don't make, when it comes to every aspect of. Can you tell me one other company that's under as much scrutiny as they are?
Disney.
But Disney's how big of a company?
Yeah.
Disney is a billion-dollar company.
They are, but everything they do is scrutinized, whether it's good public or bad public. But to me, like I said, I think with so much negativity in the world nowadays, I try to stay as positive as I can about a lot of things. And I may talk a lot of crap about particular people in the YouTube universe I don't care for, but for the most part, I try to stay positive, and I think that's where we need to look at this as. For to be honest,
I couldn't agree more. I simply could not agree more that we got to, like, We got to stop trying to hold them to a standard that you wouldn't hold yourself to. I mean, you wouldn't hold yourself to the standard that a lot of people want them to be held to, and at some point we have to stop. And if you're that unhappy about it, you need to just quit collecting. I mean,
Exactly,
there
exactly.
has to come a time. But they did do lot of these really cool like drops. I thought that this was really cool that WonderCon decided that they were going to come out and they were going to do all of these like announcements. This to me felt like an Apple like debut when they're gonna come out and they're gonna start like, what about Bob? That's right. Good evening, little monsters. Good to see you in the house. Good to see you in the house. I see that we got John in the house. $1 trillion company. I mean, probably they are probably Pop Mafia, New York Yankees. They are probably $1 trillion company. And look, this you couldn't say it any better right here.
Don't bring up a team I've hated my entire life. It just don't.
You can't say it any better right there. Look, they're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. And the only way that they're ever going to get it right is if they cater to. Could you imagine trying to cater to everybody? Oh my
Yeah.
God, it,
Well,
it would be
the thing
exhausting.
is too. I mean, unfortunately, with today's world of YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, there's a large level of people that gravitate towards the negative side. They want to see the negative side. They want to see, the screwed up part. And unfortunately, we have some content creators in the community that are banking on the negative side, and they are making money by you watching their negativity. Whether they actually believe it or not, that's almost my question sometimes. They're so negative, but when you shut that camera off, do they actually really believe it?
24-hour news is what started that. 24-hour news is what started that. But anyways, so this is some cool anime stuff. I don't really get into the anime. I know you don't get into the anime either, but this is some cool anime stuff that they were announcing. Check out the Star Wars rides though.
They got some really cool rides, and which is really cool for basically display purposes. I've really gotten into a thing of going after ride items because, of course, I love displaying this stuff up here, and I really like this. The one that I did see that I was like, I may just have to buy it because me, it's my one Star Wars character I absolutely love, and it's got to be the Mandalorian.
That's the one that I was after. That one and the Luke. You have Luke on the. I gotta get a little closer for me. You have Luke on the T-47. So I mean, I like the Luke on the T-47. I want the hood with the helmet. With
Yeah,
Luke on the T-47. GameStop has them every once in a while. Heads up, it's getting close to May the 4th. If you're gonna do something like that, you probably should like start looking into doing that now,
yeah.
because
But
if you wait until it's like too close to May the 4th, you'll never get them. Never get them from
I'm hoping
GameStop.
that Starfighter is shiny, just as shiny as my Mando, my 10-inch Mando. I
So I
love.
don't think it's gonna be. I don't think the Starfighter is gonna be shiny. I think it's just gonna be silver. That's the way it looks in the image, anyways. It's just silver, but it all the same. I need that one, and I need Luke. I don't so much care about the Obi-Wan. I don't so much care about.
Anakin's not too bad with the Starfighter.
Yeah, I'm not so into the other ones, but I do think those are really cool.
Captain
I
Planet.
I have no clue what this is.
Oh my god, dude, come
No clue.
on. This is 90s cartoons, Saturday morning cartoons at its best right here.
Who
This
watched
is
90
Captain Planet,
cartoons?
man.
90 cartoons? I was too busy playing. What do you mean watching 90 cartoons?
What's funny, okay, let me step back a second because I took us a while before we ended up having kids and stuff like that. And by the time we had kids, I realized they don't do Saturday morning cartoons anymore. And I felt, my childhood was stolen at that point a little bit. But yeah, it's Saturday morning cartoons. Captain Planet was definitely one on there. He was a world global, environmental superhero.
So this is really cool. I love the fact that they used a platform to do this. What do you think about using like the con platform to announce
Well,
new
I
stuff?
mean, it's if you're gonna do your biggest con and it's gonna be something of this, I think I respect doing things like because of course it being Disney when they do the Destination D23 and D23 event, of course they announce all their new stuff coming up on this. So why can't a toy company do the same thing?
I agree. So I thought this was a really cool platform. to do this on. It makes me wonder, like, going forward, what they're gonna have. This looks like it's Demon Slayer stuff. I have no clue what that means whatsoever. More Demon Slayer. This, my friends, is what I have been waiting on.
What the hell is this?
This is going to be the Funko tour. So Funko is going to be going on tour here soon. The closest they're going to come to me is going to be Nashville, Tennessee. Then you should probably look into it if you're going to want to like get involved in this. I'm going to bring up a better picture here shortly of some of the stuff that they're going to have at it, but you can kind of see it at the bottom of the screen. Let me see if maybe I can pull us off. No, if I pull us off, it's not. I thought maybe if I pulled us off,
Well, it looks like they've got what, 4 locations? No. 8
so
locations. No,
there's going to be
Nashville,
quite a few locations.
Tulsa, Brentville, and San Diego.
So it looks like they're going to have a Funko Freddy as Batman. That's going to be one of them that's out there. They're going to have like the old school bobblehead Freddy, which was kind of like the Wacky Wobblers, or was that the name of them? I hope that was the name of them. Some people are going to be getting me in the comments. And then it looks like they have like a set of bitty Freddys that are going to be all in this box together. You know me, I'm excited. I can't wait for this one. I can't wait to make a video going to get this. I'm going to try and plan some kind of hit to grab the one in Nashville. I don't know if it's going to happen, but man, I am praying that I can like hit the one in Nashville for like a quick video. There'll be nothing quick about the video, but for a video, just for the fun of it. There's supposed to be some prototypes and stuff like that you're going to be able to pick up there as well. They're going to have some games. It's going to be more of like a carnival style. I don't really know how they're going to do this. I'm excited. I am excited for this one.
I am not.
Why?
I just think this is stupid. And again, yeah, I just talked about being, trying to be positive, not being negative. I don't know.
So
I would like to see Funko expand, but not in a realm like this. I mean, this is like a carny type level that
100%
is creepy, and it has like a Joe Dirt type of guy standing outside with his wife beater on and his overalls. To me, that's what this seems like. I would rather see Funko expanding their stores, off of just Funko Hollywood and putting one in New York, putting one in Orlando, putting, more around. I think that would be a better use. I know, of course, it probably costs a lot more money to do a brick and mortar than a bus, but I don't know. I just think this is weird.
So I agree with you that they need more brick and mortars, 100%. I've got your back on that one all the way. But having this like this thing that drives around and builds hype for you in the community, I think is really cool. I think it's a really cool idea. I think it was a genius idea, to be honest with you. This thing's it's a driving billboard. So this thing's gonna drive across the country showing people Funko Pops on the side of it, and then it's going to pull off somewhere, pull out some carnival games, give stuff away, and make a few bucks and keep. Oh, I think it's genius. I think this thing is genius.
So this is all the dates or the locations, and they're mainly staying in like sort of the southwestern area. They're going to Nashville as their first stop, Springfield, Missouri, Arizona, Brentonville, Arkansas, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Amarillo, Texas, Albuquerque, New Mexico, El Paso, Texas, Tucson, Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona, and finally ending at San Diego for the San Diego Comic-Con.
I'm excited. I'm excited, but we got to hit my boy Simon up real quick. Damn! Simon, I truly appreciate you. Let me pull this down real quick, and we're going to do this one more time. So everything that's in the vault today is going to be the Chilling Rain pack. We're going to have the Star Wars Mystery Mini. We're going to have Prince John. We got John Wick, and we got Ash. I need 2 numbers, 1 through 50. 2 numbers, 1 through 50.
I like Pops Mafia. They should tour the Wienermobile.
Tour the Wienermobile. All right. That's enough jokes. Hey, I like this idea. I really do.
College internship job on the Funko bus.
I'm with you. Those are not it, though, Simon. I truly appreciate you. I'm gonna have to look at the numbers, though. There we go, to make sure that I am like remembering them correctly. Those are not it. I truly appreciate you. Truly, truly appreciate you. I'm into this idea. I want a bus of my own. I want to put Waynco on the side of it. I just want to drive it around the United States now. I want to do this all on my own. Maybe I'll make my own figures and I'll give away my own figures. This is starting to sound like a plan. This is this is starting to sound like a plan. All right. Anyways, I'm gonna
Just
keep
waiting for
on.
Joe Dirt to come out of the bus.
They did announce a bunch of the new Loungefly stuff. Luckily for me, my wife hasn't really gotten into the Loungefly stuff. My
Wait,
daughter,
hold on. Let me see that. So it's all Haunted Mansion. Oh, that's cool.
this,
That crossbody bag is actually pretty damn cool, though. I mean,
well, I mean,
they
Indiana Jones wore crossbody, so
but the pins are cool. I think the pins are cool. Those, of course, from the stretch rooms. It looks like, and I can't tell much for the hoodie, but I might be interested in checking out them pins.
Indiana Jones wore crossbody.
You did.
Waco bus. I'm telling you, I feel it coming. I really do. We're just gonna like ride around and give away like Wayne figures. I feel this coming up here soon. I really do. I really, really do. I don't know, but Chase. But Chase. I don't know. No. All right. All right. So some of the Loungefly stuff that they announced, super cool stuff. Then we have some of the wrestling. I don't really get into wrestling. I don't know what this like 14-day thing is. I was hoping someone would be able to like help
Why
me
would they
out.
do
I
14 days
don't
for
know.
what?
That's I was hoping someone could help me out with what the wrestling has a 14-day countdown. What is
Uh-huh.
I was hoping that one of the wrestling fans would help us out with the 14-day countdown. Can someone please help me out with the 14-day
So are
countdown?
they doing these like double packs so you can get a ring and put two characters in a ring? Uh, I mean, is that what it is?
Tour
I'm
with a
confused.
cocaine bear.
There you go.
All right. So Simon helped us out. He said the road to WrestleMania. What? The
It
road.
was 14 days until Wrestle, but isn't WrestleMania like coming up very soon? So
So
wouldn't that already maybe that's 2023 countdown. So that still doesn't make sense because if that's coming up soon, then you've already missed your 14-day
yeah,
countdown,
they
and
kind of
therefore,
missed the countdown, didn't they?
yeah, that missed the countdown. I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably 100% correct. It's the 14-day countdown, but that means that they missed the countdown, right? I mean, because how are anyways, we got
Whatever.
some of the new sodas that are coming out. If you noticed, all of these have numbers. I don't know if that's a sign that
They went
maybe
back.
Funko is going back to numbering the sodas, or if they're going to number some of them but not number some other ones. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I mean, but you can clearly see that these are numbered. So I don't know. What do you think about the Haunted Mansion one though?
I imagine Ezra is always kind of cool. The Hitchhiking Ghost. I just don't do sodas anymore. But like I said, the Ezra's pretty cool. The Darth Maul one is going to go really quickly because everything Darth Maul goes quick. And that's really the only ones I really see that are going to be. I think Leia's weak as hell. I think Raya the Chase is weak as hell. I mean, Stitch, that one's not bad. A lot of people are going to like that Stitch, the Hula Stitch,
I
but
don't like that Stitch. I wanted the Elvis Stitch. If it had been the
the Elvis
Elvis
Stitch would
Stitch,
have been good.
I might have bought 10 of them just
Yeah,
trying to get the Elvis Stitch as a chase. So I didn't feel that way. I felt like that was a I mean, there's a lot of people that are in the Stitch though. So it's probably strong no matter what
yeah.
they do.
But I think if you're gonna get Ezra, you got to get the other two along with it at some point.
All right, let's see. Um Well, and then we have some new biddies that were
I
kind
think these are gonna stay around and they're gonna get popular.
I think that the biddies are gonna get super popular. They are going to get super popular after a while. So they announced that there's going to be a whole bunch of the new biddies that's gonna be coming out. You got the turtle biddies, you're gonna have the DC is the best way that I can explain them,
More
and
Disney ones.
the Disney princesses.
I don't know who this
I
is.
have 0 clue who this is. Doesn't even really tell me. Then we got Bob Gurr. Let's see. I think that might be it. Let's see. Let's make sure. Nope. There's.
No, Peter Pan.
Oh, there is this right here.
Is that gonna be? That looks like a San Diego Comic-Con sticker.
No, they gave this one away at WonderCon. They had tickets for it. If you had
You
a
effing
ticket,
kidding me?
nope, you could get it if you were at WonderCon. This is one of them that everybody that was at
Finally,
WonderCon.
here's what annoys. There's so many Funko Freddies that I've been so against and just didn't care for, and finally they produced one that would actually be cool for me, and they don't give it out. They don't sell it at all.
They didn't sell it, and they limited the numbers. I want to say that this one was a 4,500 piece run. It wasn't even that big of like a numbers run. Pop Mafia has a question that I don't know the answer to.
Go back to that biddy.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that one.
Where's the biddy picture?
Here we go.
So you have, it's got to be a third turtle of some sort, or a Shredder, or I mean,
it doesn't have to be a turtle. It could be Shredder. It could be Monster Splinter.
Could be Splinter.
It could be Bebop. It could be any of them. It doesn't have to be a turtle.
Because at this point, with you putting in April O'Neil, you're not going to get all 4 turtles.
No.
So my guess is they're going to leave 2 more turtles for another pack.
Yeah,
and they're going to put in like Splinter on this one.
I don't think so. So you could get Splinter, Bebop, Rocksteady. There's so many.
For all we know.
What's that?
Foot Soldier.
What's the other dude? The
Casey Jones.
Yeah, you could get Casey. So many. You see what I'm saying? There's so many crazy stuff that you could get in that we won't really know till they start dropping them. I don't like those. Let me tell you why I don't like those. If you were to get all of the mystery ones, because there's normally like 3 different mystery ones so far. That's what I've seen in the one that I had. There's 3 different mystery ones you can get per box. You have to get the same biddies over and over to try and get all of those pops. And I'm not with that. That's the one part about the mystery minis that I couldn't get behind, because you were going to have a whole bunch of them that you didn't want.
The Disney one that came out, there was 3 different sets?
What's that?
For the Disney ones that came out, there were like 3 different sets of the 3s, and then there's of course 3 or 4 different sets, one of the 2, and then they of course had a mystery on each one.
Right, but who's to say that each one of those contained a different mystery?
That's a good point.
I might
have to test that theory at some point.
Right, who's to say that you don't get the same mystery mini in the different boxes twice or 3 times?
We don't know that the one mystery mini is attached to the same type of box.
Exactly.
Unless somebody's opened up multiple ones, and if you have, let us know.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. I mean, so to me, it's one of them that I think is I like the idea in theory. All right, so the minis in theory to me are not that bad of an idea. They're actually pretty cool, but I'm not going to buy 10 different boxes to try and get 3 different mysteries, right?
I do agree with this to a certain extent. I think all 4 should be just like a complete mystery box. Kind of what they do with what are the is it the mini brands? I know my kids like collecting them. I think
it's the mini brands.
It's complete mystery, and I think they should almost do it like that too. Just have all 4 of them just be mysteries.
I don't know, man. I guess I don't know. I don't know. That's one of them that I can't really like say, because I feel like Funko would abuse that.
Okay, if we actually think Funko actually even listens to any of this stuff, what you should do is follow almost like a mini brands. Do like a combination between mini brands and NFTs. Because check this out, you make them all mystery items, right? And you get 4, but you have particular rare ones. You have particular legendary ones. You have particular, grails, whatever the hell it is. That's kind of what they do on NFTs. And you make those the real. So you bring up your sales, because people would buy more because they're going to look for the legendary or the gold one or whatever, the metallic one or the pink one or whatever the hell it is. And then you're going to sell more because people don't know what they're getting in it. And yeah, dude, come on.
I don't know. Look, it's so hard for me to say. So hard for me to say how they should do those. I'm not into the mysteries. This one was, let me see if I can get it. He was a 4,500 piece run. They did have this one at the WonderCon. So there was some kind of like tickets or something that you could get your hands on, and then they would call your ticket and you had the ability to go get it or something to that effect. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, just it's okay. Yeah, I've been wrong about like less things in this world. But I believe that that's how that one went down. I know that there was a lot of them given away at the convention. I don't necessarily know that that's how it went down, though. Here's an overview of like everything. I think that was an awesome platform for them to do that on.
So I have to get to something. I know. You know, there's a lot still to uncover with everything they're doing, but I have to bring something out because I waited to watch and find out until you dropped a video. Okay, I'm actually going to bring this up here like this. So I got a problem, and again, it's another thing of you had the opportunity, to make this great. You had the opportunity
They really
really
did.
stand upon this, and I didn't watch anybody's video. I didn't see anything until I waited for yours. So yours dropped out the other day, and I watched your Marvel mystery box. Of course, of being a Marvel fan, that Venom pop is hot. That thing is absolutely awesome. But and then I watched yours, and then right after that, I think Pop and Duos did a little short on his, and I was saying, well, maybe they're doing different ones for other ones. Nope, all the same exact damn stupid ass ones, and these are ones that you found in like Walmart that just didn't sell.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, the Watcher is one that nobody cared for. The President Loki, the con. I'm sorry, if you can't sell it with a con sticker, you can't sell it.
All right. That was the second time Funko got me. Second time
They
Funko
screwed
got me.
themselves because everyone's gonna be gunshot the next time.
I won't ever fall for it again. It won't happen again. Let me tell you how little I will fall for it next time. If they come out with a Deadpool riding a unicorn, holding a rocket ship in his hand. I was about to say something else. Holding a rocket ship in his hand, I still will wait and buy it off Whatnot.
Yeah.
I will still wait and buy it off Whatnot. I refuse to let them get me again. That was the second time they've got me with the mystery box. They got me with the anime mystery box, which was a product dump. They got me with this mystery box, which is a product dump. That Venom is super cool, but it will never sell more than $30.
I mean, at least they did one better. I mean, at least they dropped the price point at $30 for this mystery box, whether it be a product dump or not. They're just the ones they decide not to take to the dump. But yeah, that was especially the two that they put in there. I was like, man, I was like, you might as well just put some internal characters into that box. It was just as bad.
So this is how I felt how bad it was. They just recently at the Buckhead warehouse discounted all of the pops there at 75% off. So if they had discounted both of those pops at 75% off and then made me pay $7.50 a piece for them, I paid $7.50 too many.
Yeah.
I mean, I paid $7.50 too many than if I would have just bought them from the Buckhead warehouse at 75% off. They probably put these in the dumpster.
Have you ever find out what is the value on those two other pops? Right.
So the value's really not bad, to be honest with you. So the Loki was like $20 and the other one was like retail $15. They weren't terrible on the secondary market, but that's saying that you can sell them.
Yeah.
Right. Just because I can PPG them at that doesn't mean I can sell them.
But that's the price right after you get it. Now there's a crap load of them out there because they
stupid amount of them.
So that's now right. that value is just going to plummet because everyone's like, I need to get rid of this shit. Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, so quick draw. I had a phenomenal uncle that taught me so much in life and taught me how to play the guitar. I mean, got shot down 3 times in Vietnam, flew a helicopter transporter, taught me all kinds of great things. And I kept hearing him say that in my head. while I was unboxing this. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me, you're not getting me 3 times. It's just it's not happening. Yeah, I refuse. I'll buy them off Whatnot. People can
So
complain about
disappointing.
Whatnot. People can say what they want about Whatnot. I will buy them off Whatnot going forward before I pay them anything for any, unless it's the San Diego Comic-Con Funko Freddy mystery box. I can't get behind it anymore.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I was so
I
disappointed when you open that box. I'm like, oh man. I'm glad I didn't get one, but I don't. Yeah, I'm
West
so
East, what's
disappointed.
up? So look, man, I would not even have been upset if it would have been like not that popular of pops, if they would have been unreleased pops. I
Yeah,
just wanted unreleased pops.
kind of like a Marvel comic or Marvel Collector type
Right.
unreleased pops that came out. That would have been cool. Something you just.
Yeah.
But these were ones we all know we saw on the show. These are all ones we
Yes.
know we saw on the Funko site
Yes.
forever.
Ever. Yes. I would have not been upset if they would have been unreleased. They could have released them the very next week, and I still wouldn't have been upset. It was the getting rid of last year's con pops that I was like,
That
"Oh,
that con sticker couldn't save that
yeah."
pop.
It's like, "I see what you did there. You could only dumpster so much of it out before you, like, had to start paying, so now you're
And
like."
Kenny, man, I think that's what a lot of people still at least were like, all right, well, at least Venom is badass. At least
That's
Venom is
right.
cool. But
Well, the
you
Venom
know,
saved it. The Venom
oh
was the
yeah.
carrier of it. But
That's why that's the only one they showed you to start with.
that was it though. That's it for me when it comes to, they will not get me with another mystery box unless it's from the San Diego Comic-Con Funko Freddy mystery box. I'm done with their mystery boxes. I'm with you in the Peter Pan. I'm a little upset that I couldn't like get my hands on a Peter Pan without going to the secondary market, because people will want outrageous amounts of money for it because it was a con pop. You know how that goes. You know how that goes.
Yeah, they
Um
conned you.
did you see that Funko just recently laid off a whole bunch of the Mondo employees?
Yes, I heard they basically just shut down the entire friggin' Mondo line, essentially.
Well, there's two different rumors going on there. One rumor says that they shut it down. Another rumor says that they're going to keep it going. I think they're going to keep it going. I think that it was a poor business decision on their part, but
Yeah, but I think that decision was also made by the past CEO
right,
that
but
they're having to deal with right now.
right,
So wait, what the hell am I looking at right here? Are those well, actually this is different than the Disney.
yes,
Disney just showed us the 4 mysteries. So,
right,
you really have to, you would have to buy 4 sets of that one with the Batman, the Batgirl, and the Joker to just get so that one set has 4 different mystery items.
yes.
Holy crap!
So that's what I was saying. If you weren't careful, this would turn into a
Oh
mystery
wait,
mini.
no. So there are a total of 4 mystery items, but so that's what they. Yeah, you are right. So that is what they're saying. So yeah, you could buy the same pack and get 2 different
Yes,
mystery ones.
that is exactly what they're trying to tell you in that, is that you don't know which one of those is going to be in that pack.
Oh,
So
that's
you could
terrible.
buy all of those packs and still not have all of the mystery mini, all of the mystery ones. So and that to me is the problem. Now, I guess that you could look at it in a different way, and that maybe me and you could sit down and trade back and forth.
Yeah.
Like you could hit me up and be like, "Hey, I have this one," and I could hit you up and be like, "Hey, I got that one." But that kind of becomes difficult
Yeah.
when it it becomes difficult in the Funko community, because you can't go next door to your neighbor and be like, "Hey, neighbor, I just picked up this pack of minis. What do you have?" It's
Well,
not
yeah.
like that.
And and then that's the thing. That's why I think that if they did it like a mystery brands did, where they have, mystery brands has that little sheet that comes out and it tells you what the legendary, the ultra rare, the extreme rare, blah blah. They did that. That would bring up a trade market, because I really don't know what the overall value of something like these are gonna even get to, but showing off an ultra rare one or something like that would bring up value even more
Right.
than just make them all mysteries. But I don't know. Like I said, I like the concept. I think it's something new. It's something they're building upon. Looks like DC is the first one we've seen like that, because Well, then again, we don't know about the Disney ones because
Right,
you've only bought one, so we don't know if it's the same thing the other
right.
way around.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate for a second. Quick draw. A lot of people are gonna pay that much money for a poster.
Which
Sideshow,
poster are we talking? Oh, the sideshow. Oh, the
yeah,
Mondo.
Mondo. Sideshow has had posters on their site since day one that are well more than $100,
Yeah.
and people buy them all the time. Mondo has made a strong foothold in the community of posters and pop art when it comes to that kind of stuff. That I can't see Funko just straight shutting them down. I think the rumors of them they're still going to be operating, just not with the same management, is more likely the truth than them just shutting it down, because they have made such a strong place in the market of this poster and this pop art. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people out there that are
Well, you
that
got
are
to think
willing to
even
pay it.
Disney's been selling posters for high money for a long time,
Yeah,
especially vintage ones, replica vintage ones, stuff like that. People go crazy for certain things. I mean, and it's not like, to me, I don't think of posters anymore of, oh, okay, when I was a kid, I put a bunch of posters up on my wall with thumbtacks. No, this is stuff people are framing,
framing,
they're
yes,
putting up, they're maybe finding somewhere to get it signed, something
signed.
of that nature. I mean, I would love to have a lot of the vintage, or even the really cool art pieces of the different rides, because Disney actually has, maybe one time next time I go to Magic Kingdom, I'll actually show these, is in the tunnels. But when you enter into Magic Kingdom, they have these images on the wall and it shows like, this really colorful art of the different rides around Magic Kingdom. And they do sell them, and I think they're really, really cool, and I'd like to get my hands on some.
So there's a big market for it. Now I'm not to say what was right or wrong or what business decision that they had going. I just wanted to report that they laid off a bunch of them. I think they said it was like half the staff, that half of them still employed. I read a few articles about it, but I don't know a whole enough about it to really have an educated conversation about it,
Yeah.
other than the fact that there's a lot of people that pay that money for it. Because I got on Sideshow one day and I was on one of those. You ever, like, you start scrolling and you just kind of keep scrolling? It was one of those days where I was on their
Yeah.
site and I was just scrolling and just kind of kept scrolling until I found these like posters that were 3, 4, 5, $600. I'm not running out to spend that kind of money on it, but there clearly is a market out there for it, and I could see it. I really could. If I had a movie room, and my movie room was like my spot, and I wanted to put up some like real cool like posters of like Godzilla, King Kong, Superman, Batman, things of the nostalgic movies.
Yeah, like the
I
old
I'm
Mothra or
Yeah,
something like
I
that.
might go to one of those places and try and like get my art that way versus Walmart. You
Yeah.
know what I
Oh,
mean? So I can see it. I mean, I really can. I'm with you. It seems like a whole lot of money.
oh
Whole
yeah.
lot
Oh,
of money.
yeah, for sure.
Now, we're not completely out of the WonderCon drama of the week. I have another one here pulled up here somewhere. Let me get this one pulled down, and we're gonna get this other one pulled up. So I don't necessarily know if this is WonderCon drama, and this is where I was kind of saying earlier that I'm gonna ask some questions, and I'm gonna get everybody's answer, because this one to me is kind of different. This is something that I've never seen from Funko, or at least I can't think of a time that I've seen it from Funko. You will have to tell me if you've ever seen this. Funko has no, that's not the right one. Let me stop this one real quick. Let me get another one up there.
And Christina, don't be hating on Jared Leto. I am a big Jared Leto fan. I think he's a fantastic actor. Has he played some bad parts? Yes. But there's a lot of actors that have played bad parts. So I'm not going to hold him on that. I'm looking forward to his next um, role in Tron. He's doing a new Tron movie. So I think that should be pretty good.
All right, so maybe this is the right one. I'm just gonna have to find it real quick.
Wing it.
This is definitely it. All right, so I just had to find it real quick. So there's some messages going around, and I'm sure that this is what you've seen, that Funko has been canceling the One Piece orders. I want to ask everybody a question, because I have commented on these posts trying to get answers back, and nobody's really answering me back. Because my question is this flippers? And do you know who this is happening to?
Well, didn't you ordered this pop,
I
didn't you?
did. I did, and
And
mine
you
haven't
haven't
been
gotten
can
any
I
messages like this?
I haven't gotten any kind of strange cancellations. Now, I did go so far as to blow this up so that I could read it, and it basically says, "Hey, look, we're sorry. Our system had some kind of an error. It allowed people to buy things even though they weren't there. We're now having to fix the system and correct the error. We had to cancel your order. Super sorry." I have other speculations here, though. I have speculations that we
Oh
were
wait,
using.
did you read that third column down? That's quite interesting.
All
Says
right.
they know there is explanation will not remove the frustration and disappointment you may feel regarding customer concerns about bots. We have now implemented security measures such as the Captiva, whatever that is, on the website and continue to investigate any unauthorized activity. Huh.
Right. So I have suspicions, right, that this was a bot. And the bot got caught is what I think happened. And when the bot got caught, then they simply like stopped the order. Is what I think happened there. They never come out and say, "Hey, look, there was buying software. Our team
So
found
you
it."
think this is from a bot type when they figured out that it's a bot, they figured
Yes,
out that oh,
yes. I think that's exactly what happens. It says, "Hey, look, there was a breakdown in technical support," and you could read that somehow. I can't read it when I have it on our little screen, but our little screen's like this big for me, so I have to pull it up on the big one here.
read
And
all
then
the
it,
letters in that line, Wayne.
yeah, no, I've read them all now that you said
No,
that, and
I'm acting like you're in a doctor's appointment.
oh, yeah, no, yeah, no, I've read them now that you said that. I even before I read that, I have a suspicion because I've made some comments and no one's replied back to me that this was some sort of a bot. And did you know the person? Did you buy them or did you know the person who bought them? And I can't seem to get any answers. And I think a lot of the actual posts that are going around are screenshots that people cropped and then reposted it. So this didn't actually happen to them. It's just the same message that's getting like floated around over and over and over, regurgitated again and again and again. What do you think over in the comments? Was this a legitimate order that accidentally fell through the cracks? Was this Funko's way of catching a bot?
Well,
Um,
I mean, I do agree with reading the comments. The where's my Funko Pop said, "Are you sure this is legit?" They spelled unauthorized wrong. Pretty sure Funko can afford spell check. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely something there. I mean, I'd like to see what the actual email looked like because one thing that I'm missing in this entire thing is a Funko logo,
you
and
are, aren't you?
that I don't see any sort of Funko logo at all anywhere on this, and Funko doesn't send anything out with showing their Funko logo.
Their logo's nowhere on there.
Nope.
Zero.
And that's what makes me say, well, I don't know if this is legit because there's no Funko logo.
I think that you're onto something. I don't think this is a legitimate email.
No.
This is someone made this up to
If I look
troll.
back right at mine, see, I'm not gonna bring it up on the screen, but I'm looking back at what Funko just sent me saying they shipped my item that I purchased from WonderCon, and right up at the very top, Funko and Funko Loungefly. They have both logos right up there. Order on the way, and even see here's where it bothers me too, is I wish I could crop this, but if you guys go look back at your orders, on my item where it says my tracking number, my order number, and it shows the image. So if you're looking at the bottom area where it says order cancel, and that would be what their shipped item is. On the top of that, above it says Disney Powerline Final Sale One Quantity. It has again the Funko logo. So they put the Funko logo in many different places, and I don't see a Funko logo anywhere on that shipment of items at
I
all.
I don't see it anywhere. Now that you say something, it doesn't look legit at all. Chase has now been a member of Burger Life for 25 months. Truly,
Dang.
truly appreciate you, brother. I can't even believe we've been on the air for 25 months. So now that you say that, I got to bear on the side of you and think that this is very made up. Why
Yeah.
is one side a white square? Why is the rest of it black on white? There's so many questions here that can't be answered. Why is it not spelled correctly? Why is it not say Funko Loungefly anywhere on the post? I guess I didn't even look that far into it because I just didn't think that much of it, other than the
I
fact that
mean,
I
I mean, this thing definitely doesn't seem like it's the actual email. Someone looks like they cropped it at some point, which that could answer why there's no Funko logo at the top. But if I'm looking at all the ones, even from when I ordered it to everything that I've gotten from Funko, in especially in just this ordering alone, right under where it says, right above where it would say One Piece, and then the number, you would have a Funko logo right above it. Or I would assume if you got a bag, you'd have a Loungefly logo above it. There is none of that. You can't fake that.
None of that. None of it's there. Look, I have to agree with you. That was a really good catch on your part. The fact that there's no logos anywhere on this. It's not spelled correctly. I know that this post right here has gotten a lot of traction on a lot of different like sites. We know which ones those are. So look, I'm with you. I got to go back though and see what this that is cousin Eddie.
I will
I
have.
can't believe
I've got the car with the tree on top of it. I will have to. I've got the other National Lampoon with it. The cover, the VHS cover. I will have to have
this
this
can't
in
be
my collection.
real. This can't be real.
I think that Cousin Eddie head is kind of odd, but
This can't be real. I want it to be real though. I 100% want it to be real.
the only
If
thing I
it's
don't like about this is actually if I'm looking again, you got me looking at details right now, dude. If I remember correctly, Eddie's vehicle never had a wreath on the door or a wreath on the front, nor did he ever have lights around the top. So if they're trying to be authentic to the movie, or maybe they're just trying to lighten it up for the pop, I don't know. That's possible, but
I I I have to say that one's going to be fake
I
too.
want this to be. I want that to be real, though.
I
I
want
really
that to
do.
be real.
I want it to be real.
I truly, truly want that one to be real. The Star Wars Celebration 2023 Europe is going to be dropping tomorrow. I don't know if
Oh,
you've
the
had a
Europe
chance
one.
to catch any of that. There's a couple of pops that are going to be dropping. I'm only assuming that you're going to be able to buy these tomorrow at 12:30. Now, I don't know that. It's facts. I mean, I couldn't really find anything that told me like how you were going if you were going to be able to buy these online. If you were not going to be able to buy them online, they have the 2-pack with R2D2, and then they have the Jar Jar Binks. That is Jar Jar Binks,
That is
right?
Jar Jar Binks, the worst Star Wars character ever created.
Did you see that his actor here recently is actually in The Mandalorian? So they brought him into The Mandalorian, and there's so much trolling out there right now. Not Jar Jar Binks, and they got a picture of him because he was the voice actor for Jar Jar Binks. So much craziness going
I
on.
haven't. I
Poor
haven't
guy,
watched all the
poor guy.
Mandalorian yet. I
You
haven't
haven't
watched.
what?
I've only watched the first episode, and then I decided I'm going to wait for them all to come out. Don't do that. I decided I want to wait till they all come out so I can just binge it.
What?
Yeah.
Anyway, so every Wednesday, that's what we do here at my house as we get ready for the Mandalorian. I'm with Chase on the droids, right? I really am. I like Jar Jar in this one. I also agree with Zach. Jar Jar looks like he's been roasting some Bob Marley for a while.
Worst character ever.
Quick Draw says that they're going to be shared at GameStop. I would imagine that Jar Jar would probably be there as well. If they're going to have one, they might as well have both of these. I can't imagine them splitting them up. Maybe they do, but I just can't imagine it. This was a pretty weak one. I'm wanting to see what they're going to do in the United States, though.
I mean, at
Because
least they didn't regurgitate us another dumbass Darth Vader.
this is 100% true. They could have just given us another Dark Vader. They
Shame,
could have
shame,
just
shame,
given us
shame for what? That Jar Jar is the worst Star Wars character ever created. Yes, that
what
is.
do you
I
mean?
don't know why I'm not being shameful for that. He is the worst character ever
Why
made.
does everybody say that? I never thought Jar Jar was that bad.
He was that bad.
Why was he that bad?
he was. It just what it was. It was. It would. I don't know. They could have made so much more, and that was just wanted to slap the shit out of him every time he talked.
The most hated character in Star Wars is Jar Jar Binks.
Yes, I would agree. I do agree with that.
The most hated character. I don't even really know why. I always thought Jar Jar Binks had a pretty decent like role. I don't know. I'm novelist when it comes to Star Wars and things that affect the Louisville Con. Louisville Con is going to be going down April the 8th. So it looks like they're going to have April the 8th from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. I wanted to talk about this because one, it's pop culture news. Two, there is always a creator at Louisville Con that if you don't know, you've been living under a rock somewhere. He's a super big supporter. That would BOP, Bearded Pops, is at every one of these. So if you ever just want to meet him, if you're ever in the area and they got one of these going on, go check him out. He's always there.
I just realized, and I forgot to even look.
What did you?
I'm a shameful. Comic book collector and comic book fan. Orlando has their big MegaCon this weekend, in fact, and I didn't even realize it.
What do you mean?
Yeah, MegaCon's this weekend.
MegaCon this weekend?
Yeah, it's MegaCon. It's March 30th to April 2nd.
So let me tell you what you got to do. You got to go get you some sidewalk chalk. They now make the spray can sidewalk chalk, and you got to put Mr. Tech Bot all over the sidewalk, everywhere outside of MegaCon. Don't even go in. You just put him all over the sidewalk in sidewalk art and sidewalk chalk. Just put Mr. Tech Bot, Mr. Tech Bot, Mr. Tech Bot, Mr. Tech Bot, YouTube, Mr. Tech Bot, Mr. Tech Bot, everywhere you can with sidewalk chalk. That's
I know because I'm gonna be watching the Lilith one this Thursday and Friday. Maybe we go to MegaCon on Thursday.
That's my new goal in life. I'm gonna start like sidewalk chalking in front of all of the cons.
Sidewalk chalking
in front of all of the cons. I'm just gonna put Wanko all the way down the sidewalk. People are gonna be like, "Who in the hell is this Wanko asshole?" Wanko.
Maybe I'll go, maybe I won't. Who knows?
Say what? Well, anyways, if you're gonna be in Louisville, go check out BOP. He's always at the Louisville Con. This is one of them that he's gotten invited to, and he's just kind of stayed at ever since. So if you're around the area, go check him out. I know that he'll be there. He's always there. Always there. He still hasn't asked me to go with him, but he's always there. Zach says, guess who is 12 minutes away from there? Zach, I don't know who's 12 minutes away. BOP?
I'm assuming Zach?
Bearded Pops. Bearded Pops is probably 12 minutes away from there. Probably somewhere in that area, Zach. For sure. Somewhere in that area. Are you a Pepsi or a Coke drinker? Which one are you?
I'm a Coke
fan. You're a Coke fan? How long have you been a Coke fan? That's a Southern thing. People up north are Pepsi fans. That's
I don't know. I've always been more of a Coke fan than a Pepsi fan to begin.
Even when you lived in California.
Mm-hmm.
You sure? Mm-hmm. Are you real sure? I'm not sure people in California can drink Coke. I think that there might be like a thing.
Dead serious. Always been a Coke fan.
Well, that's good. So normally Coke is more of a Southern thing than Pepsi, but Pepsi has come out with a new logo. What do you think over in the chat? What do you think about the new Pepsi logo?
I mean, they're always kind of reinventing themselves, where Coke kind of always says kind of classic, which is good. But I mean, I think it's more streamlined as far as a social media campaign style. I mean, it's much easier to put on, much easier to streamline it, and I like how the font that they changed it to. Some of their old ones in the past has kind of embarked almost on a Coke-ish type of thing. So I think this really separates them, and I like especially the cherry cans, putting with the cherry kind of overlapping in the logo. I think that's really cool.
I think that they did a great job with it. Now, I'm a Coke drinker. I'm from the South, and most of the time, further south you get, the more people drink Coca-Cola versus Pepsi. And then if you don't really get into KFC, because Pepsi bought KFC with the whole trick that they could make all of the KFCs and all of them Pepsi instead of Coca-Cola. So as long as you don't get into that stuff, you tend to be a Coke fan. I am the Coke fan.
Well, Coke's
It's
also very big out here in Orlando area because all of Disney World you will only find Coca-Cola products. Even in they have three gas stations, three speedways on property. Those locations are only allowed to sell Coca-Cola products.
Are you serious?
Even in a gas station,
What?
they're contracted. They can only sell Coke products in their store.
They're hardcore.
Mhm. Now
There's
you can go. There's a rebel that's just outside the. If you go up back behind Magic Kingdom, off the main road where the property changes, you can go to that one and get Pepsi products.
they are pretty hardcore. I thought that you could just buy whatever, but Disney tends to control everything.
They do,
Everything.
especially when they're on their property. Even because if you got to think Swan and Dolphin, Swan, Dolphin, and Swan's Reserve. Those are actually all Marriott properties. Marriott owns those buildings, but they pay a buttload of money to Disney in order to, basically have their buildings on there. But also within their contracts, too, if you go on any Swan, Dolphin, or Swan's Reserve, you'll only find Coke products in those locations, as well as another tidbit you will never find on Disney property is chewing gum.
Chewing gum. Yeah, that's because people spit it on sidewalks. I don't blame them.
They do
That's a
not sell chewing gum anywhere on property.
that's a smart move. So I'm gonna recap the tour real quick. I don't know if you got them all. So in July 7th, they're gonna be in Nashville. The 8th, they'll be in Springfield. 9th, they'll be in Bentonville. Then they're gonna be in Tulsa. They're gonna be in Oklahoma City. Armor. I can't even say that one. Nor am I gonna try? We're gonna skip all of those.
Amarillo,
Yeah, we're still skipping all of those. I'm not even trying any further.
Amarillo, Albuquerque, El Paso, Tucson, Scottsdale, and San Diego.
So
But
that's yeah.
I do agree with Funko Fresh on here. Can you call it a U.S. tour when you're only visiting 8 out of 50 states?
Um, I don't know. I don't know, right? So this is I wish okay. So let me give my 2 cents. I wish that they would have came further to the Midwest, right? So I live in Indiana. They're not coming anywhere close to Indiana. Not anywhere close. In order for me to even go to like see them, I'm going to have to drive like 9 hours from my house to even try and grab them in Nashville. Um, I feel their pain on like can you really call it a US tour if you're not touring but 5 states or 6 states or 8 states or however many states it is. The other side to it is I'm like, man, how expensive would it be and how much time would it take to tour all 50 states? I mean that would be an endeavor, right? How many bands do you know tour all 50 states when they say I'm doing a United States tour? I mean, I wouldn't imagine
Who
it's
who tours in Montana in North
right,
Dakota?
right, right. So I think that they did the best they could. I think they made a clear path to get back to San Diego in an allotted time that they're trying to get back there. I actually think that their schedule is very ambitious because they gave themselves no breaks. They got the 7th, they're going to be here, the 8th, they're going to be there, the 9th, they're going to be there. I mean, they gave themselves almost no break. They got
But
one day in between Bentonville and Tulsa. I mean, so it
this could also be a test. Of course, it's the first one around, so maybe they're only keeping it limited to so many states to test it out and see how it does, and then maybe if it becomes successful, they'll add more next year and start it in June instead of July.
yeah, I don't know.
Who
You're
knows?
probably onto something, but I don't think that they'll ever travel too much further than what they did just because of how much time it takes. So if I was to go from here to California, it would take me 2 days of driving. I mean, so that's a very ambitious, I think, schedule. I still wish that they would have came further into the Midwest than they did, but it's I could say that for days, right? I could be like, well, they should have went to New York first and then like
Yeah,
back to, that would have been even further out
yeah,
than where they are starting from in Nashville. And just think they have to get there first. I mean, so they're gonna have to like drive all the way to Nashville first and then turn around and drive back.
yeah.
Crazy, crazy schedule. I'm glad they're keeping it, not me. That and I can't get y'all to go on the Wayneco tour yet.
Wayne Coat tour. Yeah.
Wayneco tour. We're gonna go on the lake trash tour is what we're gonna call it. Lake Trash Tour 2024. Say what?
Lake trash.
Lake Trash Tour. That's what I'm going to call it. 2024. There's nothing really on here to talk about. There was a whole lot of people
There's
were
something
getting
this thing doesn't. Let me go back to that. I don't. Please don't show that creepy ass clown.
people were buying 100 of him at a time. Some people reported buying 200 of him at a time.
Yeah, that's what a particular YouTuber keeps saying. But no, in that Spider-Man, they're not showing one thing. No, go down, go down, go down, go down. Right there, Spider-Man, right next to gelatinous cube.
Why don't I see him?
Up, right there.
Gotcha.
Go over. I don't. I mean, this, if you're collecting a set, that'd be cool. That might be my next comic book one I buy.
Do you think so?
Oh yeah, I like
Wow.
Spider Gwen. I like I like the outfit. I like that they brought Gwen Stacy back after killing her off, since now it's more of a Spider Verse thing. So I like it. I probably will. That probably will be my next comic book one I buy.
So I think when we started doing the vault, I never expected the vault to get as big as it is right now. Hey guys, I'm gonna need one of y'all to find these numbers before the shipping gets too far out of hand. I mean, it's starting to look like it's gonna be a rough shipping endeavor. I mean, I'm gonna need
at least they're cans, but the weight's gonna add up after a while.
I'm gonna need one of y'all to get pretty good with like these numbers before it's over with.
Then that means I got next week's giveaway.
Yeah, I got you. So we'll talk about the Freddy for a minute, then we'll wrap this up. We'll call it a day. So the 15,000 piece Funko Freddy clown. I don't really know. So there were some people that were at this convention who said that this convention was really slow. That this is not like what you would think of a convention, that it didn't have the amount of people that you're thinking. When I think of conventions, I guess I need like everybody to understand, when I think of conventions, I come from Georgia and Atlanta, where conventions are big. Or like even here in I go to Chicago almost every year, C2E2. It's undoubtedly the biggest the convention that Reed Pops puts on, even though New York Con is considered bigger. Trust me, it's not. They have admitted numerous times that the Chicago Con is bigger than the New York Con. So I'm used to really big ones. People say that the crowds were not there, that it's not what you think, that there wasn't like people to people. It was very desolate. So if it was a very desolate con and they had 1,500 of them, that means they had 500 to sell out every day at one per person. And the numbers that I hear were in the 200s. So if you only had 200 at the convention and you had 500 to sell each day,
you didn't want to
you're only allowing
one with product,
and you're only allowing one per person, you see where that starts to get rough, right? I mean, because you only have 250 people a day. You have 1,500 pops. You only have 750 people to buy pops. That's saying that the whole 750 are going to buy them. Maybe only half of them collect pops. So now you have 1,500 pops with only 300 people buying. And sometimes we have to think about things analytically.
And these are con exclusives, and they're not planning to go home with the product.
Right. So sometimes we need to stop and think about things analytically versus like emotionally. Sometimes we get caught up emotionally thinking about things and not analytically thinking about them. If they didn't have the numbers to sell out, I'm not going to lie to y'all. Come the last day or the day before that, or at the end of my day when they weren't selling anymore and I still had 300 sitting there, I might start opening it up too and being like, oh, you want a whole box? Here's a whole box of them, because I don't want to take home over half of my con pops. I mean, so I don't know if that's true, and I don't want to speculate. I just have to think about it analytically, and analytically, I'd say that there was only 1,500 of them. I would say that it was a slow convention. I would say that Funko found themselves in trouble. I would say that Funko did what they had to do to make the money that they needed to make. I can't knock them for that. And it's so easy to stand on the outside and look in and say what you should do and what you shouldn't do and how you should have done it. And it but it's so hard to be in the moment and have to make that decision. And we all know that with our jobs. Sometimes you have to make decisions that are not going to please everyone.
Exactly.
It's not going to please everyone, but it was the right decision to make. And it not let's not say right, it was their decision to make at that moment. And they made the decision and then they had to deal with the consequences of their decision. There's going to be no consequences inside of your own company. You're just going to catch it from the outside, but we weren't there, so I don't know and I don't want to speculate. I just know that I heard a lot of rumors that it wasn't the crowds that we think or that
Yeah.
we would imagine when we go to a con, because when I go to a con, it's people to people, elbow to elbow, and to even make a video sometimes is difficult because people are bumping into you and you're trying to like talk and it's loud. So, and I was told that this was not that. This was not that. And I've never been to a WonderCon, so I don't know. Never even really seen one, to be honest with you. 1,500 pieces might have been a lot to
Well, the
sell at a
thing
WonderCon.
you can look at too is look between the lines. If you go through Funko's Instagram or Funko's Twitter, if you go to some of their past ones, okay, this is I just happened to decide to look through and look through their pictures of the con. Right, I've only seen one so far of even showing of the crowd.
Right.
And let me see if I get that back up. If you look at this, let me show this. Share screen. Funko Twitter. Here we go.
100% I agree
So
with Quick Draw, but I was also told that a lot of people were getting out of line and getting back in line. So the line always looked like it was crowded because people were just getting in and out of the line. I don't know though, Quick Draw. I mean, I don't know.
let's look at this crowd alone. Um, you have, I mean, they're showing off items. Maybe they're even giving stuff away. I don't know what the characteristics of this image is, but I'm sorry, a normal con that I had I've gone to or something like that, especially when people are doing some of this stuff, you're gonna have much more
Yeah.
people. I mean, look at there's somebody holding a big ass sign right there in the middle of the store here, and you got room to put that. I mean, you could tell right off the bat without seeing it that this was a much smaller crowd.
Right, and Quick Draw says, "Well, the floor was empty because everybody was in line." I've heard that too, but I've also heard that, like, people were getting out of line and getting right back in line, so the line never looked like it was getting any smaller because the people were just getting right back in the line, so it never had a chance to disperse back out into the area because people were just cycling right back through over and over and over to pick up different 2s, different 3s, different 4s of the same pop. Once again, though, I wasn't there, but I'm with Chris. If I look at the pictures and I hear what people say about the size of it, I think this is nowhere near the crowd that I'm used to seeing at a convention. This is a pretty small crowd.
So Candyman says he was there.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
I was there in line but didn't get one.
Oh,
Um,
that sucks.
and now, were you trying to get one, or were they just out by that point? Because I mean, I do get it to a certain point of again.
I'm glad that Candyman's here though, 'cause
What was the total? Was it 1,500 or
15. So
15,000?
we're gonna drag this out a little bit, Candyman, 'cause I have a lot of questions for you. So were you, like Chris said, were you trying to get it? Were you not trying to get it? If you were trying to get it, did they sell out? How was the lines? How was the crowd? I have so many questions. You can enlighten us so much very quickly with like how many people were there? Was
Yeah,
it was it empty?
did
Was
it
it
seem like a
big?
normal con? Like, if you went to, let's say before COVID type con.
It was
That to me is
supposedly
the
a
question.
1,500 piece. There's so there I believe that it's a 1,500 piece. Now you know me, I'm the one who calls Funko out on their limited numbers because a lot of times Funko's limited numbers aren't actually limited numbers. They're what the art community call open limited numbers and not limited numbers. And that's why they don't actually put on the in here I'll find it. That's why they
So
don't.
he Candyman says he won the lottery and got all of them.
Oh, okay. So, but tell us, was it the size of a normal convention? You could only see the lottery winners on the picture. So, That's why that it doesn't it only says limited edition. It doesn't actually give you, like, the whole definition. It should have an actual, like, numbers on there as to what number it is instead of the 7,500 pieces. It should say 1 of something, 2 of something, 3 of something, 4 of something. Funko has this creative way of having an open limited edition without having an actual limited edition. I'm
Mm.
the first person that calls Funko out on that because they're quick on having open limited versus limiteds, and they're just not putting it. They're not being 100% forthright with the fact that it's an open limited. But to have a limited edition, it has to be numbered 1 through 50, 1 through 1, 2 through 50, 3 through 50. They have to go in sequencing numbers and things that Funko doesn't do, right? I mean, so there's a lot of reasons why it's an open limited versus a limited edition. I'm the first person that calls them out on that, but I don't believe that this one was more than 1,500 pieces because I just don't see it being. I don't see it being that hot outside of the convention. Once it leaves the convention, they're kind of starting to like lose ground with it.
Mm.
What do you do with it outside of the convention? Do you say that this is a 1,500 European piece run? The whole community would lose their shit overnight, right? I mean, it would they would lose it faster than you could imagine that they wouldn't lose it. The lines were 2 to 300, which is what I was kind of told. That's
You
where
did
they were.
you did say there was a lot of people, almost like SDCC. Okay.
Okay, well, that's that. I heard that it was smaller than it had normally been. 2 to 300 in a line though is still not that great. If people are getting out of the line and getting right back into the line, that's not that big of a number. You have to sell 500 of these things a day in order to sell out all of them. That's still leaving 200. Let's just say that's leaving 100. That's leaving 100 left over every day. So that either means on day 3 you're going to have 300 that you have to figure out what you're going to do with, or you're going to take them home. And I didn't see them taking them
Yeah,
home.
but those images that of people buying multiple ones also could have been where maybe they were holding it back day one, holding it back day two, and then they're like, "Oh crap, we got a lot. We got to get rid of these things." Day three, they're like, "Okay, start buying more."
Well, I was told that a lot of those were people that were getting out of line and getting back in.
Yeah,
That a lot of the people that had 2 and 3 and 4 of the same thing, they just kept rolling through the line
you,
over and over and
you said
over.
they capped the line.
What does that mean?
They stopped it at some point.
Oh, yeah, well, I was also told that at some point they would cap the line and stop it, but anyways, I don't know, I wasn't there, but I'm glad Candyman helped us out with that one. There was a lot of people there, but the lines, I mean, the lines weren't big enough to sell them. I mean, they
But
just
but,
that's
but Candyman, do you think it was as negative as some fellow YouTubers on here make it out to be? I mean, of course, everyone always wants to try to point out, a flipper, have that. To me, I hate that idea. I mean, it's such a negative, kind of, just a negative word, to be honest with you, because we're all flippers at some point. Yeah, that's a good
that's
point.
right. That's right. We're 100% gonna find out soon.
What do you say?
I love that one, but,
Going going out of line and going back in line were the ones that went to the bathroom.
oh,
I don't know.
interesting enough. So Candyman, do you think there was a lot of dishonest stuff going on? Did you see a lot of dishonest stuff going on? That's where we're in this one. What do you got going on next week?
Oh, not much. Like I said, I got a lot of stuff going on with the family right now. I did miss my new show this past week because I got tied up with schoolwork, but hopefully that'll get done earlier because unfortunately, right now, schoolwork does come before videos. And I gotta keep a level of stuff there as much as I want to do. But like I said, we got a lot of things going around in the household right now. So maybe over the next couple months, I will probably start going back to doing some food reviews and some resort tours because I do kind of miss doing them. It's usually a lot of fun, so we'll get back to it, and it's going to take some time, but we'll get there. Especially, of course, I want to start doing these resort tours when it's starting to get really hot out here. Um, but no, like I said, just taking it as it goes and seeing what happens, and you know, um, trying to get in there and watch people's videos more. Stop by and harass Chase for a little bit, on his new show. Definitely don't forget to check him out on Saturday mornings. But yeah, and I will give even a shout out to Candyman too. If you guys are not following this man on Instagram, He put if you like food, he follow him. He puts a ton of food pictures up. This guy finds the good stuff to eat. But definitely, you know, I don't know, just kind of taking it as it goes and seeing what it is and not taking anything all that serious, to be honest with you.
You can't take it too serious, man. If you take this stuff too serious, it's the reason I'm into this is so that it doesn't like overwhelm me with negativity. I can find enough of that just throwing the news on for a minute. I,
I
I
don't use anymore.
I don't need my collecting community to turn into that. So hey guys, I'm going to end this with one of Miss Christina Payne's favorite sayings. It's hashtag spread the love, guys. You got to get out there and spread the love. I'm afraid that she's like has some nerve stuff that she's gonna like take me out with here at some point. I truly hope that that's happening. Hey guys, I appreciate y'all, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. We're gonna get a new outro soon, I promise.
Eventually.
Guarantee we are. Have a good one, guys.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Sometimes the easiest things to do take the longest amount of time to get done. I don't know if anybody's ever noticed that, but before we get out of here real quick, guys, don't forget to go check our channel memberships out. These are both very new features to Mr. TechBot and myself, but we're both very proud that we have made it to this point. So go check out our memberships. The link should be down in the description below. If it's not down in the description below, you should be able to go to any one of our videos and it'll be down in the description below. So make sure you go check that out. It's super cool, fun way to get interactive with the channel. You'll get some really cool icons, some really cool emojis you can drop over in that super chat. You can drop over there in that chat so that you can flex on everybody a little bit. And don't forget that any and all super chats will go down in the description after this video is over. Give us 15, 20, maybe even 30 minutes to get it down in there. I mean, we might not be able to do it right away. You know, we've got to eat dinner and still hang out with our family, but we truly appreciate all of you guys, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good one.